The word technology has its roots in the Greek word technique, which means an art, craft, or skill. However, it was not until the early 18th century that the word comes close to its contemporary meaning, defined as a description of arts, especially the mechanical. The first time the word was used in a title was Jacob Bigelow's 1831 text, Elements of Technology. This text defines technology as the principles, processes, and nomenclature of the more conspicuous arts, particularly those which involve applications of science. Rudi Volti, author of Society and Technological Change, uses a more complex definition, which can be used to describe nearly all human systems of knowledge. He defines technology as a system created by humans that uses knowledge and organization to produce objects and techniques for the attainment of specific goals. Both Bigelow's and Volti's definition share an emphasis on knowledge and techniques. That is, technology is not simply the devices we create, such as a wheel or a computer, but the process of sharing knowledge that leads to these objects' creation. Volti also emphasizes how human organization of labor is necessary for the creation of objects and sharing of techniques. One point which Volti highlights is how one human is never responsible for the creation of one technology. An iPhone, for example, cannot be created by one person. No one person has such an understanding of plastic manufacturing, microprocessing, welding, and programming necessary to create an iPhone in its entirety. These are all separate bodies of knowledge, separate specialties or crafts that have evolved over time, which combine to produce a new object, the iPhone. The oft-cited anthropological story of the Ur-Urant's stone axes is a good example of human organization's role in technology. Prior to colonization, the Ur-Urant of Australia had a complex system of hierarchy and trading involved in the creation of their stone axes. Men, who were the designated gender in building the axes, learned how to find and use pliable wood, bark, and gum, and passed this knowledge down to other men. There was also a complex system of trading for the flat stone used for the axes, which created a network of interpersonal relationships spanning the bush. The creation of these axes was a long process exchanged through the organization of humans, and the technology both relied on and enforced this organization. The Ur-Urant is also a good example of technology's interwovenness with culture, and how technological change can disrupt cultural norms. The introduction of steel axes by colonizers meant that both women and men could equally have axes, disrupting existing social hierarchies between men and women. Tribes that previously were at peace because of their trade relations could now go to war. And finally, the previous axes had a cosmological meaning to the Ur-Urant. The pliable wood, bark, gum, and stones represented the unchanging nature of the world and connection with ancestors. The introduction of steel axes completely disrupted this worldview. Technology often reflects how society at large views the world. Since the 19th century, advancements in mechanical technology have been synonymous with progress. If we can learn how to build and improve cars and airplanes, surely humanity is constantly progressing towards something great. Note that not all human technologies are like this.